All right. Okay, time to get to say what. And of course, Pst.Sue made quite the entrance. I think we just missed each other so much. So she just saw me and I saw her and we just needed to give each other a hug. Nice to see you, Pst.Sue.
Thank you so much.
You're well. You look fantastic tonight.
Thank you. I'm strong, I'm well. Yeah, spirit, soul, and body. I'm very energetic for the show. And I know today I'm gonna learn a lot.
Yes.
Yeah, because we have the best panelists.
Yes.
Especially so from a professional. And so today it's gonna be a great night, a night of learning. So it's good we open our hearts and our mind to receive that knowledge that will help us.
You know, you say that and it's true. Because, you know, people have been really waiting for this topic.
Wow.
And I think we've touched it a little bit during the shows about narcissists and everything.
Yes.
Okay, so let me start with the expert, Dr. Joseph Nyamiobo.
Yes.
Let's talk about just who's a narcissist. In the simplest, tupeleke pole pole. When the expert, but hapa tupelekana na mutaratara.
I'll start from the word narcissist.
Which
is from a Greek word called Narcissus. Narcissus was a gentleman in Greek mythology who was very handsome.
Oh, is it?
Wow.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Very handsome.
Also, he was a handsome guy.
Handsome guy. And he was liked by very many ladies.
Okay.
And then he did not approve of one of the ladies' approaches to him. So at that point, one of the ladies, that lady asked the god of revenge to do something to him. So the god of revenge gave him a curse where he cursed him that he would, at one point that he would, for the rest of his life, spend it just looking at himself because of how handsome he was.
Are you serious?
So he went on a pool of water and kept on looking at himself to his death. So some people say that he died of getting into the pool of water, or he died of either because he didn't eat.
Oh, wait, because he was busy looking at himself. Yes. You're kidding me. Did you know that, Pst.Sue? Imagine that unajipenda sana paka unajiangalia tu hivi. Oh, that's interesting.
Wow.
So now coming to the word narcissist, and you know, in summary, what is that kind of a person?
So a narcissist. So from a medical point of view, a narcissistic personality disorder, it is a personality disorder. To mean that it's a person who has problems with the first and foremost sense of self, grandiosity. So he feels like he's grander and he has to be felt like he's in the room, is the one who's taking care of the room.
Yes.
Secondly, he has a sense of need for self approval from other people.
Oh, okay.
So people have to approve him.
All right.
And also that is part of the problem.
Okay.
Yes.
The third one is the problem with the lack of empathy. To mean that he is not empathetic enough to care of people around him. Those three are the commonest.
Okay.
You have to fit up to 5 out of 9 criteria to have a narcissistic personality disorder.
Okay.
But also to understand is that to have a narcissistic personality disorder, it means that it has to be enough to affect your social life or your occupation life.
Okay.
Wow.
And then it also has to be in a sense that it affects more than one context in your life.
Okay.
So it can't be that you're narcissistic to your wife only.
Yes.
You have to be narcissistic to more than one context, either your wife or your family, and then your work.
Your workplace.
Yes.
All right.
That's so interesting. So you say they first of all, no empathy. Yeah. So hawana huruma.
Yes.
Hawana huruma na wewe. Then the other thing, grandiose. Yani wao kusema yani. They feel like they should be seen in the room. They're bigger than everybody else, and also they want that approval and admiration from people, right? Yes. Oh my goodness.
Wow.
So remember, tonight we have that question, and we want you guys to indulge us. So we're asking you, what is that experience that you've had, with a narcissistic partner? And let me ask you, Doctor, it is a man or a woman? Both of them can be, or is it just men?
Yes, more than 75% of people who are narcissistic are men.
Oh, so
yes.
So it's more of a man issue.
Yes.
Oh my
From
goodness.
studies are very few, but studies have shown that more of the narcissistic personality disorders are more towards men than women.
Okay.
Also, it's a rare condition to diagnose because personality disorders, especially narcissistic personality disorders, is that it's very high functioning. So this is someone who is able to do their work, they're able to live up to their expectations. So
they're effective.
Yes. So when they come to a hospital, they come because of other issues that is not the narcissism.
Okay.
But other things like anxiety, depression, or other issues. Yes.
Okay.
Right.
Basa umesikia hiyo.
Yes,
Mtu anaingia kwa room ni yeye lazima. Tell me what you feel, what you think about what he said and your own explanation.
I agree
about
with the doctor, what he has said, and I want to say that for me, from what I've seen, because I've encountered quite a lot of the men and the women as well, I see like this is a child who was injured emotionally.
Oh,
you know, emotionally, as they grew up, you know, the formative years between the 3 years to 12 years when the character is formed in a child. So you find that if you are narcissistic, you must have been raised by one or two parents who are narcissistic because you are a product of your environment.
Okay.
And so most of the narcissistic people, what I've seen is they came from a toxic family or they were over-pampered. You had a very overprotective mother or father. And so that entitlement of feeling that I still deserve that entitlement that my mother and my dad used to give me can also become very toxic to other people. And most of them, as the doctor is saying, you find they are very good outside here. But the people that surround them are the people who know, mtu ako na shida. You're getting that? Yes, huku nje wako, they have a very good CV. Some of them have really polished their skills such that they are known to be very good, very generous, very understanding. But when they come to the very people whom they live with, their husbands, their wives, their children, they are very toxic. And so it brings such a confusion between who they are there outside sometimes. There are some that the doctor has said they are even narcissistic at the place of work. But we have these other ones who have really perfected. They know they are very good at the place of work. They are known to be very understanding, but in their own homes, to their wives, to their children, to the people that should get the best out of them, you find they really mistreat them. And most of the times it happens because of what you went through, emotional trauma that you went through as a child, and probably you came from an environment where you are not allowed to express yourself as a daughter or a son. And so you grew up saying, I will make sure I'll be opposite. For example, most of the people that I've seen that are from narcissistic is where the father was so tough, or the mother was very tough. So these children, when they looked at their dad, especially the girls, and the mother was a very introvert, a very calm woman, the girls tend to think that when I get married, the reason why my mother is oppressed by my dad is because she's quiet and very, and she doesn't answer back. So they want to be, they want to do reverse. They want to do opposite of what their mother was. And so you find them, they are very domineering, controlling. Kamani girls, they have the masculine energy. They speak like men, they dress like men. Because there's something they are trying to undo that happened when they were young. I see it like a default setting in the mind, in the sense that you have the factory setting, but because of the environment that you grew up and what you saw and what you had distorted your mindset and gave you a mindset that makes you feel there's a life you have to live. You know? People, and they keep on blaming other people when they're not sorry, as Daktari was saying. They're not sorry. They're not, there is no empathy. Kwanza, when they do something, they tell you, you are the one who caused me to do this. When you hear someone telling you that, when you ask them, why have you slapped me? Si, wewe umenifanya nikuslap. Unamwambia, why are you rude to me? When ndio umenifanya? They keep on telling you, when ndio umenifanya. But there's nothing like that. It is who you are that a chance has come and now you are exhibiting the inward you. You're getting that.
I love that.
So you find, especially in marriage, so Pastor Munene does something and then I tell him, you're the one who has caused me to say that. Ulikuwa unataka nifanye nini? No, I'm actually exhibiting a character of narcissistic because there's nothing a person should cause you to do wrong just because you've been provoked. You should be mature in such a way that if you see someone who is provoking you, you know, no, this one is very, this is not my level. And you just keep quiet. In fact, most of the people who are mature, silence is a very good weapon. But you hear someone who is answering back, you for the back and forth, this is someone who has a mental problem. And unfortunately, anything mental is not seen physically. So when they come even to the hospital, they don't think they have any issue.
Like the doctor is saying, they'll come look
looking very good. So
all right.
That's something very important.
All right. Let's say you've had that. Is there anything you want to say about that? It comes from, far from, being a grown-up. Nikama, when you're growing up, these things happening to you when you're a child.
I think the pastor must have read my books.
Oh.
Oh, wow. Thank you.
She's saying exactly what we talk about. Because number one, it's possibility of genetics.
Yes.
To mean that either your father or your mother or someone in your family must have a narcissistic personality disorder.
Thank you.
Okay.
Number two is that also she said that there is possibility of what is called adverse childhood experiences.
Wow.
To mean that if you went through any form of either you had any form of neglect,
yes,
or maybe abandonment, or also maybe if you were also over pampered and show that you are the person that should be
the best kid or something.
Kid.
Exactly.
Yes.
So those have been shown that to be some of the risk factors to presenting with a personality disorder of narcissistic nature.
Okay.
Yeah.
Then let's now talk to, because the people who are watching, they're like, okay, is there, a woman is looking at their husband right now, they're like, okay, is he or she? So of course you've mentioned the grandiosity and all that, but let's say people are meeting for the first time. Is there ways that you can tell, like, hey, these are the people that you know, Dr. and Pastor Sue are talking about on the show? Is there a way to know, like, okay, these are the red flags when it comes to people with that disorder?
It's really difficult, actually. That is why it's really difficult to diagnose it. Actually, even in our settings, we rarely diagnose them because we actually get the other comorbid, what is called the comorbid mental illnesses, mostly depression, anxiety, bipolar mood disorder.
So those ones you get easily.
Disorder, and also cocaine use disorder. Those are the commonest diagnoses that come with people who are narcissistic.
Okay.
yes,
Then when you are able to pick those out, you're able to treat them out, to treat them. When it comes to narcissistic personality disorder, it's more difficult because it is high-functioning people who are able to live their lives and they're also able to hide all those problems because of the grandiosity out there, and they're able to show that they are living a good life with people around.
All right.
So it's really difficult, and it's also very difficult to also treat them, actually. Yeah.
So let me ask you, how do you then, okay, for people who are watching and they're like, they want to know finally who these people they are, or maybe they've even, maybe wamekutana tu saizi and they want to know this person. How do you differentiate between grandiosity and somebody who's confident, or somebody who has high self-esteem to not be a narcissistic person? Pastor, you understand my question?
Yeah, I understand your question, yeah.
First and foremost, lack of empathy. Yeah, if there's grandiosity plus lack of empathy, it's a red flag for you to think about it.
Okay.
But also, as I've said previously, it has to be more than just one situation.
Yes, yes.
It has to be with your family and also with your occupation.
Okay.
So for you to say that this one might be narcissistic in nature.
Okay.
Yeah.
Pastor Sue, your contribution on that?
I would also say that these people are very domineering and controlling.
Okay.
And they have a very, they have a very strong, what would I say, a characteristics that they want to look like, like for example, if you're in a show,
yes, yes.
You are even able to tell someone who is narcissistic because it's like they're in a competition. You don't compliment other people. You want to look like you are the only person who has points.
Yes.
I don't know whether you have seen people,
I've
like you want to shine,
yes,
outshine others.
Yeah.
Anytime you find someone who wants to outshine others, yet we are doing the same thing,
and we are maybe
something is wrong.
Equally
yes.
knowledgeable.
I don't know whether you have ever seen even in a show where you find two panelists have come and there is a host, but this person looks like near our control.
Yes,
it's a problem. It's a problem with the mind because they have that superiority complex.
Yes, yes.
And they feel they are better off than others.
Yes.
And they have a know-it-all attitude. You can't teach them.
Yes.
Because anything you say, that one I know. I think I have a clue of that. You know, they are not teachable at all. You don't teach them anything. And anything you tell them, they first of all say,
they look down on you.
You know, they look down on you and others. So you're able to tell, and they are very proud. When you take them to a place, this is the place you are bringing me, and to you, it was relevantly a good place,
yes.
but they are not comfortable with that class.
Yes.
They have a class of their own. It's like they live a world of their own, and they can't fit with other people because they feel like they need special care.
Okay.
You know, from other people, you need to treat me good, you need to take care of me. Yeah, it's like you have to worship them, you know, and everything they say, it must be obeyed.
Yes.
They have no space for other people. I find them very selfish. Very selfish. They are Adamic nature that is so amplified with selfishness because life rotates around me, myself, and I.
Okay.
They have no space for anyone.
Yes.
And so when you live with these people, they really drain you emotionally, spiritually. They are very critical. about everything,
Yes.
apart from what they approve. Yeah, they are not really, they have no attachment with anything.
Yes.
You get that?
Yes.
Like I find most of the men who are narcissistic, they don't even fall the girls. You know, a man is a hunter.
Yes.
Is an adventurer being.
No,
so when you are in love with a man, you want that man who's gonna call you, text you, ask you even a few minutes when he gets, how are you, my darling?
Yes.
These ones, you are the one who keeps looking for them. Hello, I'm busy, I'll call you back. And they not call you back.
Yeah.
It's like you are the one who is pursuing them because they feel they are very important.
Yes.
They feel they are the ones who are supposed to be pursued. And this is a man.
Yes.
And so this is, as Dr. is saying, is something that you can't really diagnose, but the people that stay with this person are able to tell, ayu mtu hayuko sawa.
And let me ask you, do those people know that they're narcissistic? Do they know, like, actually, I could be having a problem?
That's the other problem. They don't know.
They don't know.
So how do we start to transact kusaidiana?
They don't know.
So first of all, it's hard to diagnose. It's hard to say, this guy looks like he's narcissistic. And then it's also, even for them, maybe they don't even know.
They also
people
don't know.
around them who will tell that this one is narcissistic.
Thank you.
Or they have a personality disorder that is narcissistic in nature.
Yes.
Let's talk about the love bombing, those things like you've met somebody, you know, generally the first thing,
Yes.
they meet you and they want to give you heaven and earth, and then they drop everything.
Yes.
Because I put this on my social media, and that is one of the things that, you know, a lot of women, like you mentioned, a lot of women are saying that, you know, we started like this, yani tulikuwa hapa juu. Sasa saizi, everything started going down, no apologies when somebody does a mistake.
Yes.
Maybe you can comment about that.
Yeah, I have seen that in the sense that these people, they are very romantic.
Yeah.
When you meet them, they make you mad. There's no other person you see, you know? And I met those kind of men.
Oh my
Thank
God.
God just saved me from such men. I think all the men before Pastor Munene came were all narcissistic, if I would say. And I would wonder, is this man really normal? How would you call me 5 times and I'm working? You get the point? It's like, where are you? Kumbe, they are insecure.
Okay.
They want to know, do you have someone?
Oh, but then they
package it like they are concerned. It's like they care, but they don't care. They want to know. They want to monitor you where you are. And I would tell, no, this one, I would feel I'm tired. You know the way you feel?
Yes.
You also feel even when you're in a relationship, you are tired because these people just show you love. They are there for you, everything. Then when you get into the box, they get bored and they switch off.
That's so unfair.
So unfair to a woman because you'd better begin small and keep on picking up
Pumping.
in love.
Yeah.
You know, pumping it slowly but surely.
Yes.
But these people, they put you, and that's why you find most of them have a lot of children outside, out of wedlock, because they got this girl thought this man is in love, gave in to sex, and found herself pregnant. There you go and tell him that you are pregnant. Utajua Yesu ni Bwana. Atakuruka, even if he's the one who broke you. Atakwambia, how do I know I'm the one? And he knows. You get anakuruka tu, anakuruka macho. You getting that? And they confuse these girls, and unfortunately, they always get girls who are very desperate for love. It's unfortunate. I don't know what nature does. Instead of someone who is very desperate for love, to get also another man who is desperate for love, you get a narcissistic husband. I don't know why that happens.
It is unfair.
Or a narcissistic wife. And so these people can really mess your life. And that's why you find most of the people who are married to narcissistic wives or husband, you end up being in depression. Because this man is inconsistent. He doesn't have a character or a behavior that you can follow. And they have a lot of lies. Lies that looks like the truth. He will talk of something very big. And you know very well, he's not that big, you know? It's like they have a low self-esteem within them, and they get validation from things. They don't know who they are. And I find it, Daktari, like a challenge with identity. You know, during the teenage, it's like they have identity crisis. They never had someone to affirm them, to give them attention, you know, to give them direction. It's like they are self-made. So you find them not having a character that you can really depend on. They're not loyal.
They're not loyal.
They're not loyal at all. They can change. They can keep on changing like a chameleon. And so they confuse the women, especially women, really get confused. Even you hate yourself. You think you're the one who has a challenge, yet they are the ones who have a challenge. And they keep blaming you for everything. Everything they do, you are the one who caused it. No, you are the one who made me to do that. You're the one who gave me that thought. You get the point? And they confuse you and you lose yourself. And at the end of the day, most women, because as he has said, most of them are men. Most women end up being in depression.
Okay,
Oh,
depression.
Yes.
Actually, let me ask you a lot of knowledge and wisdom from Pastor Sue.
Yes.
But let me ask you, once these people around this narcissist get to know, like, okay, you know what, my husband could be a narcissist or my boss could be a narcissist. Once you tell them, are there people who are normally very willing to get help, to go to the doctor, to see, you know, people like you, the psychiatrist, and get help and be better people? Ama they'll still be in denial.
It's difficult for them to come and find help because number one, they don't understand why they lack insight. The insight is to mean that they don't understand why they are being told that they are narcissistic, because to them, it's that they are going through this life the way they should go through it. So I don't know why you're telling me I'm having narcissistic tendencies, or this is what life.
And me, I'm good.
Yes. The other problem is that also those who are called covert narcissists. There are those who are overt, who now we are talking about the overt ones who can be seen with their grandiosity.
Yes.
But then the covert ones who are grandiosity is not as much, so they keep on thinking that they are superior to others, but they end up having serious identity issues, and they think, hey, I'm not that superior, maybe I have a problem with them.
Yes.
They also have problems with the, let's say, for example, identity issues. They feel like, hey, I'm not as good as others, so I might need to just be myself.
Oh,
All right.
okay.
So those covert narcissists also have problems because it's difficult for you to pick them up, because they're not the typical overt narcissists. They're now more covert, and they're more with issues that are more hidden than the ones that are out there and that are able to be seen.
Well,
So
this
the people who are
so complex.
people who are overt narcissists, for example, will have issues with they'll be very aggressive.
Like physically.
They'll be aggressive physically or verbally in their show of things, but those who are covert will now be more passive-aggressive.
Oh, okay.
And that is now where you start struggling with understanding, are they narcissistic or not? Because they are more, they're not out there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What I'm saying is so complex is because, first of all, they don't even know they're maybe sick or not 100%
Yes.
mentally okay. And then when you tell them that, yo, I think you need help because we could be thinking you're narcissistic, that is another problem.
Yes.
Oh, yes.
You might even end up mkikosana because anakwambia mimi niko sawa. So talk to me about the effect it has, you know, on the people around them, especially like their wives, like you know, partners, girlfriends, people who are around these people who are like that.
First and foremost, to themselves, they might be at a higher risk of having mental health disorders.
Okay.
Because 40 to 60% of people with mental health disorders have a personality disorder. And up to 10% of people with personality disorders have a narcissistic personality disorder.
Okay.
To mean that most of them will have a mental health condition. Either would it be depression, would it be anxiety, would it be substance use problems.
Okay. So let me understand. So you could be like narcissistic, or you could have narcissistic personality disorder and still have anxiety, still have depression.
Yes, you have a higher risk of having all those other mental health disorders. So to you, first and foremost, is already a problem because you already have a risk of having a mental health disorder. And you can imagine if you are having a husband or a wife who is depressed, you struggle to live with them.
Yeah.
And then you end up also having depressive symptoms as well because of those challenges of living with them. Yes.
Yeah.
So other than the patient, the person themselves having a mental health disorder, there's risk of also the people around them having challenges with mental health issues. Yeah.
Whoa, okay.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, the people around them, Pastor Sue.
Yeah, because
it's a tough
Dr.
one.
is explaining, they have extreme emotions. Mara, they are very excited. The other time, they are very aggressive, very annoyed. So this person, even the people that they confuse more, are actually their partner, and most importantly, the children.
Yeah.
Because now
even the children get affected.
Children also are more affected, and they are likely also to get also narcissistic children because of this character.
Yes,
because children want to follow. As we have said, you can't follow a parked car. This person is already parked emotionally and doesn't need help. He doesn't know that he needs help.
Yes.
And so it's so frustrating because they drain you. You try to tell him this, they don't want, they're very rigid to change. Because unless it is his idea, no other idea that can
make sense.
It can make sense to him.
Wow.
And so you find now the children, the wife or the husband, you're just there. You get the point. So the person who needs to be empowered is the partner who has a narcissistic husband or wife. Yeah. And you can find even a husband and a wife, both of them are narcissistic. So you can imagine the toxicity that is in that family. Because nobody cares, you know, and they end up divorcing and separating, and it's so painful because initially they were in love. But kumbe, both of them had a disorder that they didn't know. And so you hear them saying they were not compatible. But kumbe, it's because they have an emotional problem that was not sorted right from childhood.
Okay.
And so even families that are really toxic, especially if you found a father who was very authoritative, domineering, controlling, what he said was final, never gave the children a chance, those children can end up being narcissistic. Because you need to train your children also to express themselves, because that's the way they develop. And some of us, I think, especially the millennials and us, Gen X, ni Gen X, whatever, 50s.
Baby boomers.
Na baby boomers. I think we are the people who are so narcissistic than our generation. Why I say that is because our children who are Gen Z and Alpha, they are more exposed to knowledge. They can be able to express themselves without, let me say this, they can step on you without destroying your shine.
Got you.
You see now, narcissistic makes sure
they will
step on you and destroy you to the outermost. In fact, the more you cry, the more they clap, and the more their ego is soothed. You get that? But if you find the Gen Z, and I really want to thank God for them, I think they are very different from all the other generations.
Very different, guys.
Very different, because for them, they are living in a world where information is available, so they understand who they are. They can go read. Us, we didn't know these things. And so sometimes it would confuse you, and that's why you find so many women who are murdered or died in marriage, because they are thinking, you keep on thinking this man will change, this woman will change, but they are not changing.
They're not changing.
So you keep on hoping, and the character, if this person is promiscuous, anaendelea kuwa na wamama, anawalalisha, anawaleta kwa nyumba, he sleeps, mistreats you, because they're not empathetic. They don't care. You get that point?
Don't care.
If they beat you to death. You get that? So as Dr. is saying, especially the extroverts, watch ambiverts and introverts, but those who are extroverts, and you are narcissistic, it is on the roof. You can do anything. And so the children also grow up very bitter, and you frustrate everybody. They make sure that they put fear. When they come, I don't know whether you have seen parents who get in the house and the children just disappear to their room. Yeah, that's a character, because you're not able to connect. You're not able to attach yourself with this person, and you can't communicate from the same path. Because they always make sure they show you your new toto. They always diminish you. You can't talk a conversation where you feel someone is reciprocating. You are hard. They don't have that time for them. They have a closed heart. They live a world of their own. And so by so doing, they also affect the children. And that's why you find now, if the children don't get help, as Dr. is saying, then the children will be on a higher level. You get the point. And so these are people that it's really tricky.
It's really tricky. Let me ask you.
Because they are not aware whether they are
not aware.
In fact, I found one who was telling Pst.Sue, the reason why I hate my wife, she keeps on telling me I'm a narcissistic. What does that mean? And in fact, even the way even when you hear the wife explaining, you can tell this is a narcissistic disorder. But now, she should understand me, that's the way I am. Na huwa namwambia apigie mamangu, apigie babangu, na my sisters na my brothers. Wajue hivyo ndivyo wako. Because someone telling you, this is the way I have been. That means they have no room for change. And we need to be very careful in marriage. And you have a partner who tells you, this is the way I have been. In other words, tolerate my nonsense, tolerate my toxicity. No, nobody who cannot change. And so this disorder is quite complex.
I like that you said
it's very frustrating. Especially to a husband and a wife. Children, they can grow and get help. But now a husband and a wife who are not even aware about it, that family will really be in a mess.
Let me ask you, Dr. Is there a way that, because now when you talk about it, it seems like I can't see light at the end of the tunnel at all. I don't know, are there narcissists who are capable of having normal families, normal relationships? Is it ever possible? Especially when they're not, on any medication. Mtu anaweza jishtukia tu, maybe my wife is actually saying something that is true about me, I should change. Do they normally have that kujishtukia and maybe become better people? Is it possible?
I think so, because there are different severities to mental health conditions. So you can have the mild form, you can have a severe form.
Yes.
If you have a mild form, you're able to pick up, I'm not doing good for my people. And that is to mean that also over time, if you are able to also learn to understand that you don't need to kukoruzana na people around you.
Yes.
You start understanding how to live around people around you. The better it is for you. Some people, it's really difficult for therapy to help, but some people are able to get therapy and it helps them. And some people also, if we treat their comorbid mental health condition, if it's depression or anxiety, it's easier for them to also be with people around them.
All right.
Yeah.
So you're saying it's possible for people wakijishtukia, it's possible for them to have normal, healthy relationships.
Yeah. Yes.
There's something I want to do, Pst.Sue. Messages zinakuja mingi sana.
Yes.
There's one that has particularly caught my eye. Just listen to this. Hello, I'm a 57-year-old woman. People hate me in church. I went to boarding at the age of 6 and brought up by a single mom. I hate being controlled. I love to be in charge, but would love a stronger husband. I get extremely upset if things don't go my way. I am a perfectionist. Am I a narcissist? She continues to write, and as we are speaking, she's still typing. I would like to be better because I am born again. Yes, I know something is very wrong because I don't have a single friend.
Wow. Yeah, I think I would want us to respond to her. This is a girl who was wounded and never got affirmation from her father. You see, girls are taught how to love by their dads. Boys are taught how to love by their moms. And that's why you find a baby boy has the affinity to love the mother more. And that's why you find most of the boys take the spirit of the mother. They may have the character of the dad, but a boy, you will take, if the mother was calm, you raise very calm boys. If a mother was very aggressive, you find your sons will be very aggressive to themselves and to their wives. You're getting that?
Yes.
So fathers who are very narcissistic, they mess their daughters more. Yeah, their daughters are the ones who get the other side because girls look for their dad for love and affirmation and attention as well. And so such a woman, I would say the emptiness in her is because she lacked a father figure, but that does not mean that she cannot correct it all of a sudden. Because one of the things that I wanted to say, just like she wanted to say, that's that she has said that she's born again. The word of God also has a place in that, because when you renew your mind with the word of God, you're able to know that life is sacrifice. You can't just live a life of me, myself, and I. You have to be accommodative. And the people you are accommodating, they have their own weaknesses. They have their own flaws, you know, and you can't have that perfect person. We have said over and over again that most of the human beings, you will find them 30%, they have serious weakness, but 70 is good to go. So what you do, you ignore the 30, you concentrate on 70, even in relationship, even in marriage. Pastor Monene is not 100%. There are things, even there are 30% that puts him off. But if he measures with this 30%, I will become even more worse, and him will also become worse. So what you do, you ignore that part, you measure with the strength of this person and amplify it. And as you do that intentionally, deliberately, and cultivate that, you find you're able to overcome this other 30%. And I think that's the mindset that every person must embrace if really you want to have healthy relationships. You have to know you will never get that perfect person. You have the ideal husband, the ideal wife, the ideal wife, but the reality wife, the reality husband is not so. So what you do, you don't wish. You take what you have, then seek mentorship. And that's why I keep saying mentorship is very important, because like what Dr. is telling us, he's mentoring us with his knowledge that he has, you know, in psychiatrist. So we are able to be mentored and see, like the way she's able to recognize that there's something wrong with her. That's the place to begin. Actually, that's the place to begin. You begin small, and then you accept and then walk the journey. Then they also need someone who doesn't need to condemn them, because she's in that because of the situation that she grew up in. You're getting
not
that.
Her fault.
And some of these stepmothers, of whom sometimes we've been raised from, the reason why they keep us from men is because they fear us being molested sexually by the caregivers. You know, you may give your uncle, you may give a friend, and then or a man of God, and they take advantage of your daughter. So they want to shield the daughters from all these things. So these daughters may grow not being balanced, because there is a reason why God brought men on our way. So that understanding is very important, and I want to really recommend her for realizing there's something that is not right.
I like that too, that
she needs to work on her. It's the inner girl. The inner girl, the little girl, the child girl is the one who is hurt and wounded, and the teenage girl. This big woman is a good woman, because every woman has 3 women in them. Every man has 3 men in them. The big man who is now an adult, the teenage boy who is in them, and the little girl or the little boy from 3 years to 12 years. If these two are wounded, the teenage and the child, these are the two people that exhibit narcissistic to this adult person.
Okay.
Oh, yes.
Got you. I think also once we're winding up the show, maybe you
Yes.
can get Pst.Sue's number and you can also talk to her
Yeah,
about
we
it.
help each other.
The questions are so many. Hello, Betty. I'm married to this husband who I feel is a narcissist. The guy who was raised by a stepdad who somehow mistreated him, which I think resulted to this. He has married twice. I'm the third one. How do I handle this guy rather than leaving? He is very authoritative, thinks he's ever right. Anytime he messes and I have to try and inquire, he blames me for all the mess. I'm giving up. That is Lisa. How can she handle this person? She says she's not ready to leave. She doesn't want to leave. But how does she move forward with this person who thinks they're ever right and blames her for a lot of the messes that happen?
I think to answer both people who just texted in, the first thing is to come to hospital and seek medical attention. See a psychiatrist.
As the partners or with the...
Whichever. If you're able to come with the partner, the better. If the first one is able to come by herself, it's also good.
Okay.
To come and get an assessment by a psychiatrist to tell them that this is the problem. Because like the first one, she said that she has perfectionist tendencies as well.
Yes.
She also has adverse childhood experiences as well. So to mean that she might not be narcissistic, she might have some problems in her life that are making her think that she is.
All right.
The second one is also maybe she might need to come herself, first and foremost, to get help for herself.
Or for herself?
For herself, yes.
Okay.
Yeah, because maybe living with someone who has been challenging her in that way might affect her mentally. And then once she's able to get help for herself, she's able to show, to almost be a shining light to her husband and show that I went and got help and I was this way like right now. So my husband can also come and follow me and get help as well.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wow. All right.
Yeah.
Pastor, so let me ask you something about.
Yes.
So in that message, she's saying, I don't want to leave. Yeah. But for people who are watching and maybe the extreme situations that they find themselves in their relationships or marriages, what can you advise people who are mistreated, always looked down upon? Do you still hold on to the 70% that you're talking about, and this person continues to put you down and do all these things, or what do you do?
For me, if I was married to a narcissistic husband,
yes.
Let me say about myself. I would develop myself as long as there's no sexual immorality. That's the only thing I can't take.
Okay. So as long as he doesn't
sleeping with other women or sleeps with other women, that one is a no-go zone.
Okay.
For me, that's the only thing that a man can hurt me and it's done forever. You're getting that.
Okay.
But getting a narcissistic husband, that one, no. Sexual immorality, cheating is out for me.
Okay.
Out. Just like I believe I should not cheat to Monene.
Okay.
That's my belief.
Okay.
That's me.
Yes.
I'm talking about now the belief system.
Yes.
However, because of the knowledge and my exposure, I can be able to live with an narcissistic husband and he will not hurt me. He won't even get my heart. Because the more you give them attention, the more you give them an upper arm over you.
Okay.
The best thing you can do with a narcissistic husband, don't give them attention. Unless when you don't give them attention, they become violent, physical. Now, when they become physical, that's another thing you should never take. You're getting physical and sexual immorality. If there is no physical attack, it's just emotional and character, that one I can be able to handle. I'll just go see the doctor, sits me down, helps me, empowers me as a woman on how to live with this man. That one I'm able to whatever, to deal with.
Yes.
Another thing I would do is to protect my children from getting this narcissistic character from their husband by also taking them to a psychiatrist. Awaongeleshe, awambie who is their father, because the father is their father.
Yes.
You're getting that. But if you feel you are a woman who can't be like Pst.Sue, then what you can do, then follow your heart conviction.
Yes.
Follow your heart conviction, because I keep telling women, your life covenant with God is higher than marriage covenant. Why would I get into marriage? And then this marriage becomes a source of my pain, becomes a source of my death. I can't die in marriage. No. Jesus died once. He's the one who was supposed to die. Let me die for my natural death. But I cannot allow anybody to frustrate my mind the way I am, frustrate me physically, sexually, and physically. Those two things, those are the only two things that I tell women, don't don't condone.
stomach, yeah.
But if the man is just narcissistic, you can empower yourself and live with him without him affecting the children, because the mother has an upper arm also to the children.
Yes, yes.
Remember, we spend more time with our children more than the father.
Most
so
times,
there's
yes,
a way you can package yourself, develop yourself such that this narcissistic husband, no matter what he does, no matter what he says, aingi.
Yes.
Number two, when a woman is financially empowered, that's okay. Because the worst would be if you are borrowing. Everything it is this man, because he can use money also to frustrate you.
Yes.
So those are the modalities I would look at. And then now tell the person to make decisions.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, that's powerful. Doctor, let me ask you, is it possible, like she's saying, that you can actually be happily in a relationship or a marriage with a narcissistic person by empowering yourself? Talk to us about that.
Yeah, I think I agree with what the pastor said.
Kwani Pst.Sue umeandika kitabu?
No.
Tuambi. Ni kama umeandika kitabu ya ina.
For me, because of my...
She's reading my book.
Yeah. Me, because of my exposure,
Yes.
being in the church for many years, you get the point. Being also in the medical field, meeting so many people, meeting who is who. My dear,
Hakuna kutujiona.
doing counseling,
Yes.
that has made me very versatile.
Yeah.
So I just need 5 minutes and I'm able to tell, no, something is not right.
Okay, all right.
You're getting that.
Okay.
That exposure is very important.
Okay.
So,
Doctor, let's go back
Dr.
to...
is saying is very
So,
true.
so I was saying that what she's saying is very true, that
Yes.
you need to get hold of yourself, take care
Wow.
of yourself first.
Okay.
If you're able to take care of yourself, the rest of the things will take care of themselves. If you are not well, you are
That's
not
deep.
able to make any decision. But if you are well enough, you are able to make decisions. So when you come to us as doctors, we can't even tell you that do this or do that. Leave your husband or don't leave your husband.
Yes.
We will tell you that we want to get you well enough to make the decision by yourself.
Okay.
Yes.
With no influence from the doctors,
yes.
from whatever. Okay.
Yes. Now that you're well enough, that you're not depressed or anxious anymore, you're able to say that I can handle this or I can't handle this.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Okay.
I love that word.
Yeah, talk to me.
Get a hold of yourself first. That's deep. I wish everybody can listen.
Yes, yes.
If you have a narcissistic husband or wife, first of all, get your life back.
Yeah.
You're getting why? And I want to add on what Daktari has said, because you have no ability to get into the mind of a person and the heart of a person and change them. You can only change yourself.
Okay.
You're getting
Okay,
that.
got you.
But shield your children from this narcissistic mother and child by making them understand that your dad has a challenge with the mind. And people who have a challenge with the mind don't know.
Yes, yes.
There's a way you can package without creating a bad picture about their mom or their dad.
Okay, okay.
So for me, I can be able to live with him and equip myself, and it doesn't move me, because it is not what you tell me. Me,
This is how I feel about
it's how
myself.
me, it's not
Yeah.
what you say.
Yes,
Even if you say whatever toxic word, me, haiwezi ingia. The level that I have gone now in life,
Yes.
haiwezi ingia, because I know who I am.
Yeah.
If you call me a fool, I know I'm not a fool. If you call me malaya, the word that women don't want to hear.
Yes, yes.
Me, I cannot be a prostitute because you've called me a prostitute. Well, you are talking about yourself. You're getting
Yeah,
that.
it doesn't make
There's
you a
no
prostitute.
word. There's
Yes,
no
yes.
word. And people need to understand that. There's no negative word that can be said by someone who is very close to you that should get into your mind and bother you. Any person who speaks, they are speaking about themselves. The word of God says, out of the abundance of a man's heart, the mouth speaks. So what is abundant in them is what comes out of their mouth. If someone calls you a fool, calls you stupid, calls you malaya, anasema,
From his
from the
abundance.
abundance is not from
Yes,
you.
yes.
So let it not bother you.
Okay.
Because that's, you have no control also on what they're going to say and what they should not say.
All right.
So I think people need to develop such a wall.
wall.
Yeah, the way Daktari has said, get hold of yourself.
Okay.
Know who you are. Develop yourself. Become this woman that is unshakable and this man who is unshakable, and move on with life.
All right.
Oh, yes.
I like that. Now, unfortunately, time is
Really?
over. Imagine
Time is
that. Imagine, but I think the topic is really, I mean, I think it's timely all the time.
Yes.
Because it's something that affects so many people. So if we can stand and finish the show, actually, let me ask you, somebody who doesn't have the resources really to come to the front, yeah? Pst.Sue, you know how we do. Oh, nataka kunywa maji kwanza.
Yes, and what I was so
Oh, wait, let me get your microphone. All right, no problem.
sorry.
All right, just
Put
come
it
to
up
my
here.
side. Just come to my side. All right, so,
Yes.
Dr. let's just ask something.
Yes.
For somebody who does not have the capacity to come to a psychiatrist like you, you know, how can they empower themselves? Because we have, I mean, our audience is diverse from mashinani to everywhere. How can they empower themselves even without having to visit a professional? Sabu najua si cheap pia.
Yeah, actually, if it is an emergency, it is almost always free.
Oh, is it?
Wow.
Yes, if it's an emergency, you can come and see us.
Okay.
You can also
At
go
the
to
Chiromo, right?
Yes.
Oh, please, you need to repeat that for people.
If
Yeah.
it's an emergency, you don't have to pay for any charges. If you need to see a doctor, you can go to any public facility, you can get a psychiatrist. If there's no psychiatrist there, you can ask them to refer you to a hospital with a psychiatrist and they will help you.
Oh, okay. So if it's an emergency, guys, you've had it, you can actually get the services for free. Wow, okay. So to talk to us, Pastor Sue, bring it home.
I just want to say that if you're there and you have a challenge with your mental health, it's important for you to understand that you can get help and you don't need to suffer. When we see people committing suicide, when we see people killing each other in marriage and relationship, it really baffles us when we know there's solution for all these things. Kindly, if you're there and you have a challenge in anything, be it your mind, be it your body, kindly reach us. My number is 0712 265 746. That's my personal number, 0712 265 746. It is important for you to know, before I became a pastor, I'm also in the medical field. We have a facility in Kasarani that takes care of the man. If you're there, you have ED, erectile dysfunction. Ukiwa menyonga manke, ukiwa msichana, ukiwa kijana, we are able to reverse those side effects.
Both genders,
You're there, yeah, both genders. Both genders. Kwanza wasichana wananyonga na vibrators. Hey, vibrators, my dear, and stop the vibrators. They are not good because you should not create a relationship with something that is not living. And if you're there, you have diabetes, you have hypertension, you have any chronic condition, cancer, we are able to help you with diet. You know, as you continue with your chemo, with your radiotherapy, we are able to get in, and at the end of the day, we are able to get your health on track. Kindly reach us if you have any challenge with your health, and we're going to help you. My number is 0712 265 746. Until next time. See you when I can't avoid you. God bless you.
Thank you guys for watching. My goodness, what a show it has been. Honest, I've learned so much.
Yes.
I was ranting on my Instagram.
I've also learned.
Thank you so much, Dr.
Wow.
That's Dr. Joseph Nyamiobo. He's based at Chiromo Hospital.
Yes.
And like you mentioned, if it's an emergency case, you feel like you're not okay, you can actually access the first consultation services for free.
Wonderful.
Wow, that's amazing, guys. Be well and take care of your mental health, man. And manze, let's be better at our narcissist, manze. Jisikie kidogo, jishtue kidogo. All right, till next time.
Wow, bye.
Tonight has been Say What?
What?
Bye-bye.